Hi, I'm Pat. I've written this book called Corky's 5-Minute Fairy Tales. Here's a few of my friends that I've written about. The pictures in the book are from this fairy tale artwork. It was drawn by Corky Kennedy. The book has 86 stories and it's available on Amazon.com or at fairytalemural.com. We're going to be reading all 86 stories, so if you'd like to hear all the stories, click on subscribe down at the bottom. If you click the little bell next to it, you'll be notified each time we have a new story ready for you. If you'd like to tell me which fairy tale you like the best, send it in the comments. Here's today's story. Androcles and the Lion, page 7. Androcles was a Roman slave, and each day he did as his master bid. He worked very hard all day, but he was often whipped in the evenings, for his master was cruel and did not think any slave worked hard enough. Androcles was determined to escape, but knew if he was caught, he would be put to death. One night he slipped quietly away. He walked for many miles, and at last he came to a cave where he lay down and fell fast asleep. A noise woke him, and he sat up. There stood a huge lion. Androcles shrunk back in terror and waited for the lion to kill him. But the lion only stood there and lifted one paw. The paw was swollen and bleeding and had a big thorn sticking in it. The lion was in pain and only wanted help. Androcles went to the lion and pulled the thorn from his paw. Then he wrapped the paw with his shirt to make it stop bleeding. The lion lay down next to Androcles and they both slept. The next morning the lion limped out. He returned in a few minutes with a dead rabbit, which he laid at Androcles' feet. The lion and Androcles became friends. They hunted and played together for 3 years. But Androcles grew lonesome for human companionship. He wanted to be with his own kind. He hugged the lion, said goodbye, and set off for the city. It didn't take Androcles long to be caught. He was taken to the emperor and sentenced to fight wild beasts in the arena before a crowd of spectators with only a spear. If he happened to live, he would be freed, but how would he stand a chance among the wild beasts? Androcles lived in a small room for 2 weeks. Then one day, he was given a spear and led into the arena. He stood there trembling. A gate opened and out ran a lion, roaring as loud as it could. The lion ran around the area and straight at Androcles, and then stopped. Suddenly the lion lunged at Androcles, but instead of attacking, he jumped on Androcles, wagged his tail, and licked Androcles' face. It was the same lion that Androcles had lived with for 3 years. The emperor and the spectators clapped loudly. They released Androcles and the lion, and from then on the lion went everywhere with Androcles, wagging his tail and walking beside him like a faithful dog. The end. I hope you liked today's story. If you'd like to get a copy of the book, you can get it on Amazon. If you'd like to get a small copy of this print, go to fairytalemural.com. Thank you.